So in honor of the film that I'm about to review, which was made to seem like it was done in one shot, I'm going to do my entire review in one take. Let's do this. Hey guys, the Black Critic Guy, and I'm here today to review the film Birdman. Yeah, I know that was a bit too much. It was completely silly and unnecessary. I apologize for that. I just wanted to have a little bit of fun with this review, guys, okay? Don't hate me for it. But anyway, let's get into the review now. So Birdman follows a man named Higgin Thompson, a somewhat washed-up actor who played a very famous character named Birdman, obviously, in a series of films back in the day. Very similar to how Michael Keaton, who plays this character, played Batman in a series of films back in the day. We'll talk about that more later on. But he's trying to put on his comeback by doing this Broadway play that he wrote, directed, and stars in. But he's facing so many struggles, both externally and internally, to get this play off the ground. Now, I've been hearing so much about Birdman. People have been praising it, people have been loving it, and needless to say, it got me pretty excited and stoked to see the film for myself. So it finally came to my local theater, and I got to see it, and I loved it. It is a fantastic film-going experience. I loved every single moment of it, guys. I'm not even lying. It's one of my favorite films of the year, without a doubt. Everything that people have said online about this film are so on point. The acting, in my opinion, is the best part about this film. Everybody gave dynamic performance, just blew me out of the water. The two best ones are, of course, Michael Keaton and Edward Norton. Let's talk about Michael Keaton first off. I felt like he really related to the source material, being that, of course, he played a very famous superhero back in the day. He played Batman, and he kind of gave it up in 1992 to pursue other things. And I don't know how much of it he related to, because I hope he didn't relate to all of it, because the things that Higgin does in the movie and the life that he lived, I mean, it's really... Whoo! I hope that wasn't the case, Michael. But he just knocked it out of the park. He sold every scene. But the scene stealer, the one that almost stole the movie from Michael Keaton, in my opinion, was Edward Norton. The minute that he came into the film, I was like, whoa! Edward Norton is here to play, guys. I mean, he portrays this really pretentious actor who's all about his craft so damn well, I forgot that was even Edward Norton. I'm not even kidding you. In fact, in many scenes in this movie, I totally forgot I was watching a film. I felt like I was part of the crew, like I was putting on this play, helping them set up and everything. I forgot. But back to Edward Norton. My God, this guy, he knocked it out of the park. Like I said, he almost stole the movie from Michael Keaton. That's how great his performance was. It was so real and so visceral. Whenever he would talk to Higgin, I would be like, wow, this is really good. Like, I loved his performance, guys. Straight up loved his performance. And I think, oh, dude, please, nominate Edward Norton for this performance. It is fantastic. And he brings so much layers to the character as well. I loved it. I also liked Emma Stone's performance. It was really good as the daughter of Higgins. You get a really sense that they have a strained relationship, and she portrays that character very well. Naomi Watts playing this very insecure actress who's trying to make it in Broadway. Love that as well. And Amy Ryan, the girl from The Office, she was also really good. But you know who surprised me the most? Who I thought did really good, and I totally didn't even think of his past performances when I saw him in this role? Zach Galifianakis. Wow! Talk about a transformation. Not only is he not really that fat, in fact, he's kind of slim in this movie, but he was such a serious actor. I totally forgot that he was the guy from the Hangover movies. He played his role so well. He really dedicated he put a lot of dedication in that performance. And he wasn't hamming it up either. It felt genuine. It felt real. He felt like he was both a lawyer, a producer, and a friend to Higgin. I was like, wow. Good job, Zach. I'm very impressed. I'm very happy. The characters themselves, the characters that they portray, I felt like were really three-dimensional, very well layered, and very damaged. A lot of the characters in this film are very damaged individuals. Most of them dealing with insecurities about themselves, especially Edward Norton's character and Naomi Watts' character. Naomi Watts' character, this is her first big like Broadway play, so she's really nervous and she doesn't know if she's gonna do good. And I really felt like that came out of her performance, like that whole sense of insecurity. And Edward Norton too. His character, although he may not show it, he kind of hides it over being like a complete asshole, which he is throughout the entire film. But he hides that because he's insecure with the fact that not a lot of people recognize the talent that he brings to the table. There's a very pivotal scene where Higgins and Edward Norton's character are having a discussion, and something happens, and I felt like, wow, that's kind of heartbreaking. I mean, if I was in that situation and that happened to me, I'd be so crushed. I'd be like, wow, so I really don't matter. I don't exist to people. And that's what the story really deals with too, like about existing and what does it mean to be a true artist, what does it mean to be a true actor. And I guess now let's dive into the story. I really liked the story. I thought it was so well done, well executed. It dealt with a lot of issues and it had a social commentary about the state of Hollywood right now. And they poke fun a lot at the fact that there was a lot of blockbusters out there that focus on superhero movies or robotic aliens or, you know, the young adult type movies. They really poke fun at this. Although they did this very blatantly, I wish they were a little bit more subtle about it. But again, if you want people's attention and kind of addressing an issue, sometimes you gotta shove it in their face so they're not gonna get the point, no matter how artistic you are. So I got over that. There's actually a scene where this character says, yeah, that's all they care about. Look at the explosions, look at all this action. That's all they really want to see. And to be honest, I think that's the truth. I mean, a lot of people run out to go see the next Iron Man film, but how many people went to go see 12 Years a Slave or any of the big Oscar films? They barely break 100 million, yet Iron Man 3 broke 1 billion. So you kind of see their point, and I've been seeing that a lot as well. This whole clash between what's really a good movie. Is it the blockbuster that a lot of people see, or is it the really artsy movie that has a lot to say and has more poignant characters? So I love that whole discussion and that social commentary, and the dialogue I thought was really solid. Like the exchanges between the characters, I felt like was so real and down to earth. Again, kind of going back to the performances as well, they were also very real and down to earth. Now let's talk about the camera work, editing, and direction. The editing is so solid in this film. Now, I kind of noticed in some scenes where they might have made a cut, but other than that, it is so good. The transition from one scene to another felt seamless. Like you don't even notice the cut or even notice the transition. It just happens so naturally. So well done. And the camera work, as one of my favorite YouTubers online right now, Jeremy John, said, whenever the camera would follow a character, it felt very Martin Scorsese-esque. And I totally agree with that sentiment. Like I was watching one of the first scenes of the movie where the character is walking down the stairs and I'm like, this reminds me of that scene from Goodfellas where we're following Henry Hill inside the restaurant. Very reminiscent to that. I wouldn't be surprised if they were inspired by that scene to do it all in somewhat one take. That's what this entire film was made to look like. One entire take. And he also said in his review that it felt like he was there. I kind of mentioned that earlier too, but I mean, that's what the film makes you feel like. Everything about the film feels so genuine. It feels like it's a play in itself. Like you're in the play, helping set up and put it all up. It's such a visceral experience. And I won't lie, it kind of reminds me of Black Swan in a way too. You have this actress who's kind of becoming a different person, getting really into the role, similar to Michael Keaton's character in this film. They go into a lot of dark places, definitely. And the visual scheme, the color scheme of the film, I thought was really well handled. I sound very pretentious right now, but I've been doing this so many times now. I'm really exhausted. I want to get this review done. But those are mainly all the good qualities of the film. Like, if I had a few problems with it, it's the fact that there were some scenes in the film that I felt like were kind of unnecessary. They just kind of threw it in to either get somebody's attention or to shock you. And again, the blatantness of the whole, oh, everyone cares about is the blockbuster films. They kept shoehorning that into your face, like, yeah, that's all people want to see nowadays. You know, let's just make Birdman 4. Come on, let's do it. Sign the check, you know, sign the document, like that. And I don't need it to be shoved in my face. I get what you're trying to say. I get what you're trying to imply. You don't need to shove it in my face. And also, there's a lot of artsy moments that I felt like they just were putting them in there just to be artsy. For the sake of artsiness, which again comes off as very pretentious. I get it. Oh, well, I forgot to mention one other thing I really liked in the film. The music, the score. There's this thing where they're doing like this whole drumming thing, like boom, 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 and it's like building up all the time. I really loved how the music synced up with the scene. Almost like it's building tension with the scene as well. That was really good. Love the score. Overall, guys, I just really, really love this movie. It's one of the best ones of the year. Michael Keaton and Edward Norton really they knock it out of the park. The director, I don't know how to say his name. I'll put a picture here and his name down here so that you guys know. He did a really good job. He made probably one of the most unique films I've seen in like 5 years, and I think it has a lot to say, and I really think you all should go check it out. It is a solid movie. And again, I have to say this one more time. Edward Norton. Wow. Give that man an Oscar. Just don't have a ceremony. Just walk up to his door like, knock, knock, knock. Here you go. You killed it. Have a good day. Just give him the Oscar. He fucking deserved it for 2 other performances he's done back in the day that he should have won for. But I'm done rambling. This movie is excellent. I say you all should go see it, and I'm going to give it a 5 out of 5 stars. I think that it is an epic masterpiece and definitely worth watching. Oh God, you guys have no idea how many times I've done this. I'm so happy I finished it. But anyway, before I fuck up again, what did you guys think about this movie? Did you really like it? Or did you find it very pretentious and you couldn't stand it? Like, oh wow, okay, I guess I'm a fucking idiot because I like superhero movies. And let me know, what is your favorite Michael Keaton movie or your favorite performance by Edward Norton? Comment below and let me know. And until the next video comes, guys, hit that subscribe button. If you're new to my channel, welcome to the Black Critic Guy. Like this video if you really enjoyed it. And I'm Tony Watt II, the Black Critic Guy. I apologize if I was rambling, but again, one take, and I'll see you all later. Peace, YouTube!